Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see how bad this drug plague is in my stomping ground of New Jersey. This is an article that came out on NewJersey.com September 28th, 2017. All 1,901 people killed by opioids in New Jersey last year mapped. At least 1,901 people died from opioid overdoses in New Jersey last year, well over twice the number of people from the state who died in the attacks on September 11th. Deaths involving heroin and fentanyl continued a meteoric rise in the Garden State, according to new data obtained by New Jersey Advanced Media. Those involving heroin have more than doubled since 2013, while fentanyl-related deaths have risen an eye-popping 2,000% in the same span. That is outrageous. But that just goes to show you how dire this plague really is. I don't think the American people can sit by and tolerate this level of death for much longer, Governor Chris Christie said in an interview earlier this month. Using a database of opioid deaths in 2016, New Jersey Advanced Media mapped the approximate address of every person who died while stripping out any personal identifying information. The result, a grim portrait of a crisis that has blanketed the state from end to end. The dots represent one person. So take a look at this map. Every single red dot on the map represents a death that has occurred in the state of New Jersey. This is crazy. You're just looking at one state. Can you imagine if you had to look at those red dots all across the country? That's how bad it is. It is really, really bad. I think this is the one thing economically that's going to bring America to her knees. The majority of the deaths involve heroin, but the meteoric rise of fentanyl could soon make it the state's most deadly drug. Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid originally designed to treat end-stage cancer patients, but it can be up to 25 times more powerful as the street-level heroin. Data also show an uptick in deaths involving cocaine. And I actually did an article on that probably a few months back, where they're lacing the cocaine with fentanyl. And New York is hit exceptionally bad because there were a lot of cocaine users in New York, and they're dropping like flies now. And it's now something that's going on across the country. The stimulant was found in the system of 498 people who died as a result of opioids, up from 310 in 2014. And you can see right here, New Jersey heroin and fentanyl deaths from 2004 to 2016. And you can see it just steadily rise every single year. This is 2016. And of course, wow. Fentanyl deaths, 878 in 2016. And heroin deaths, 1,297 in 2016. So the red is showing you the fentanyl deaths. Wow. No. Sign of the times. The trend in New Jersey mirrors that of the countries at large. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention recently announced that 64,000 people had died from drug overdoses in 2016. And I really believe that's far lower. You know, they don't count in meth deaths. And if the family requests not to put the drug overdose on the death certificate, so that's another one that's not counted. So the number is really far from accurate. the majority of which involve opioids. Christie, the head of the National Commission on Opioids, has urged Trump to declare the crisis a national emergency, which they already made the announcement, but it was never signed by Trump. While Trump has voiced his support, has yet to make a formal declaration. So in other words, he ain't signing it. And I don't really believe he's going to sign it, ladies and gentlemen. I think he's doing this committee shit just for show. Ultimately, it's going to be the people that hold the purse strings and have the bigger bully pulpit than the one I have, Christie said. But this is a good time to do it. The crisis is disproportionately affecting millennials. While opioids killed scores in every generation in New Jersey last year, nearly a third were between 25 and 35 years old, according to the data. Yep, you can see it right here. 25 to 35. All right. Early indications from law enforcement officials are that 2017 is not expected to yield any significant change in the trend, but there are indications it could be much worse. Bergen County, for example, has recorded 79 overdose deaths thus far in 2017, but law enforcement officials have been able to save 177 more with Narcan, an overdose antidote that is now in the hands of most law enforcement agencies in the state. Still, just 7 years ago, the number of overdoses exceeded the population of only a handful of towns in New Jersey. Today, that number is 74. All right, so there you go. So it's no better in New Jersey than it is in any other state. And as far as I'm concerned, it's getting worse. You really can't go too many places now and not see these junkies, all zombified, walking around, And look at this. It's only going to get worse. Please leave your comment and subscribe. And if you can donate to my channel, ladies and gentlemen, please do. Peace, family.